adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. Fada, fada. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. Fada, fada.
There's not a single day that passes without you on my mind. Not even 1 minute can end up before you come around. I yearn for the days when I see your face here before me. I long for the times you held me in your arms. Whoa. How I wish that you were here to give me everything I want. But I know that life's unfair and we can't always have it. I
In my head there's a hole I can't control. That's where my demons get in. And it's taking me years, now it is clear. My shadow is my only twin. And the ones that love me the most are the ones that up and ghost. And I got a feeling that the reason that they go in my stomach, I feel that pit toughen up, but I scared of shit. And when I lay my head, it shows. Yeah, I got demons on the side of my bed. I close my eyes and they get in my head. So stay with me, my remedy. I never sleep, but with you I can get some rest. Yeah, I got demons on the side of my bed. I close my eyes and they get in my head. So stay with me, my remedy. I never sleep, but with you I can get some rest. Here way, away, I waste away the rest of me. So patiently, you came to see the side of me. It won't bleed. Yeah, they wanna come and play. They could always get the way. You can be my hideaway. You can take the knife away. I know they my innocent. Grab my bed and hold my breath. Tear me down, ain't nothing left. Shadows on the other. And the ones that love me the most are the ones that up and ghost. And I got a feeling that the reason that they go in my stomach, I feel that pit toughen up, but I scared of shit. And when I lay my head, it shows. Yeah, I got demons on the side of my bed. I close my eyes and they get in my head. So stay with me, my remedy. I never sleep, but with you I can get some rest. Yeah, I got demons on the side of my bed. I close my eyes and they get in my head. So stay with me, my remedy. I never sleep, but with you I can get some rest. Yeah. In my head there's a hole I can't control. That's where my demons get in. And it's taking me years, now it is clear. My shadow is my only twin. Every time you cry, feelings that I hide, further than a hole, glitter is so gold. Why do we deny what we feel inside? It's freezing
it, but it's not okay. Whatever, can I walk away? Oh yeah. Can still see your face, so tell me what to do, 'cause I can't find a way. Baby, please just tell me if I'm, tell me if I'm, tell me if I'm fine. Tell me if I'm, tell me if I'm, tell me if I'm, baby, please just tell me if I'm fine.
Just tell me if I'm fine.
But it's not okay. Whatever, can I walk away? Oh yeah. I love you too, don't love me back. I can't stand this feeling inside my mind. Baby, please just tell me if I'm fine. Please just tell me if I'm fine. 'Cause I don't know why it's stuck in my heart, baby. Please just tell me if I'm fine.
Just tell me if I'm fine.
disgusting. Oh my God, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
What is that?
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammate to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run-up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Bill is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and WaveRunners by the skin of their teeth are gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Holy. He's gonna get another one.
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
But it's gonna not necessarily translate to control from the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting such a map control here.
Kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin's gonna try to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun him there, C1. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by a teammate, and that's gonna be Hype Esport taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.
Preseason hype battle number 9, folks. We're here for the preseason of the K7 League. My name is McCormick. Alongside me is Shifty HJP, Hunter Pendygraph, one of the sexiest men alive and known to this planet and in Call of Duty in general, folks. Welcome. It is time to kick off the match between HeartBreakers and the WaveRunners. Shifty, how are we doing on this beautiful Thursday night?
I'm doing very well. I'm very excited to get this match underway. One of these two teams we have seen previously before, and by the way, love the compliment. The Miami stuff, the Miami stuff really brings out the beauty in your eyes. So we love that. Yo, are you a Dolphins fan, by the way? I've been meaning to ask you.
You know, I don't know if you could tell or not, but I do.
I mean, I was just curious.
I do dabble in the Dolphin.
Do you dabble with him? Do you? Yeah.
I do dabble in the Miami
You Dolphin
teams.
Dabble? Do you?
I do Dolphin dabble. I Dolphin
Really?
dive too.
Oh,
we're not in the Dolphin diving era anymore.
Don't you miss that though? Don't you miss just like jumping out of a window?
When we get back to World War III or whatever game we're going to be getting potentially here from Sledgehammer Games after the new Call of Duty was announced to be releasing later this year. If the Dolphin diving is back, well, you know where I'll be. I'll be on the ground on my hands and knees.
Yes, that is. I agree. I miss the dolphin dive too, but you know, sliding is cool. We'll deal with that until the next. We'll deal with that until the next COD comes out, and hopefully we get that dolphin dive back. I'll sign a petition for it. As welcome to preseason hype match day here again. WaveRunners going up against the HeartBreakers. As will the WaveRunners be able to break their achy breaky heart? As I steal your line from earlier, Corn. Here tonight in this best of 5, we have the match rotation. Let's plop that up on screen real quick so we can go over it. Corn, walk me through it.
Well, first off, we've got Hardpoint on Crossroads Strike, one of the smallest maps inside of this game, actually the smallest competitive map that we will be playing on. And, you know, it's been here nor there with this map throughout the entirety of the year, but nonetheless, for S&D, we've got Checkmate on that big old cargo hangar map. We've got a big plane inside the middle of it, which is great for control of the entirety of the map. A lot of lanes, a lot of angles, a lot of areas to go ahead and find yourself power positions. But then third, rounding out our potential 3-0 sweep, it is going to be Garrison control, and if we need go the distance to the Hardpoint and the S&D for maps 4 and 5, it'll be Checkmate for the Hardpoint and then Garrison for our search and destroy.
So a double two-peat here, interlaced between the last 4 maps, as we do have again that Checkmate and Garrison combo should we make it to a map 5 here tonight. I'm very, very excited to get this underway. By the way, thank you to our sponsors making K7 happen. We've got Rogue Energy, we've got Gamers Resort, we've got GitGudHosts, we've got DropShotStats, a bunch of beautiful people behind the board. Shout out to Connie for coming in and running the stream tonight as well. We always appreciate making our jobs that much easier. And you know, running everything behind the boards for us, because all we have to do is talk about it. So it's relatively, it's a great time, man. I'm super excited for this match tonight. You and I have previous experience with the WaveRunners, and they took a 3-0. Was it 3-1? It was a 3-1 victory.
3-1, yes.
Yes, it was a 3-1 victory just last week in the match that we had seen from them. And we saw a lot of really good things from WaveRunners, especially in the controls, and with a map like Garrison, maybe very similar to what we saw from their raid gameplay in the last match.
Yeah, well, as we start off here on the Crossroads Strike map, it is going to be a relatively dominant by the side of the SMGs and, of course, those AK-74Us. This match is going to be a little bit tricky, though, because there have been some problems with the custom games throughout the day since the update had previously come out. So we are going to potentially be seeing some wacky things potentially happening. The preset classes are finally here for the CDL modes as well. So for our Hardpoint, S&D, and Control, there are going to be preset classes here inside of our custom games. It's something that's been rumored to come to the game for a while now, but now that we finally have them here, we get to experience firsthand what these custom classes are going to be looking like for our players and our teams, and how they're going to incorporate into the gameplay. Who's going to be running the specific ones for the stat classes, who's going to be running the ones for specific barrel classes, specific iron sight classes, whatever type of reflex shot you're going to be running, it is going to differentiate between each and every player, and I'm glad that there's a plethora of options to choose from the preset classes, because I know that was something that a lot of people were skeptical about, especially if some of the people that ran a little bit of a wacky class setup.
Yeah, the only thing that I've seen is that apparently, and I saw Parasite talking about this on Twitter earlier, about how they add a rifled barrel to the preset class for the AK-74, which I think a lot of people are kind of on the fence on. And a lot of people are on the that's a terrible idea side of the fence. But I haven't actually seen, I've yet to see anything from this game since the new update dropped. So I'm excited to see, does that change the dynamic of the game at all, or will this be the typical Crossroads that we're used to seeing?
Yeah, well, Top Cat control is going to be huge for both of these two teams, but more importantly, something that a lot of teams have been playing more and more recently is this outer ice area over towards where that AS&D bomb site would be here for the search and destroy. But on Hardpoint, it's all going to be coming down to if your ARs can hold those lanes, making sure you get those spawns specifically for P4 and 5, 3 and 4, excuse me. And, you know, although P1 and 2, you are going to want to have those spawns over towards P2, the most important time that you're going to be getting on this map is going to be those 2 money hills and points number 3 and Fire Base, and then of course the one over towards the back tent for P4. So as we get kicked off into the game here, it's going to be the WaveRunners in blue on the left, the HeartBreakers over towards the right side, and that nice reddish pinkish color, and it is going to be Genesis and his team heating up here early on.
Heating up indeed, but matched energy for energy here from HeartBreakers is now some nice shots coming in from Dior across the map with the help of 04 as they're trying to make their way into the WaveRunners spawn, as Gazillion and company will be fighting that off very well. He's 3-1 right now, sliding out, not going to be able to pick up that kill. Almost had it there, as HeartBreakers will take a pretty significant amount of time here during the first 40 seconds, but like you said, it's all about those rotations. Will we see a team win those early rotations, and will we see the other team be able to potentially break those early rotations, as we've seen so much here during the preseason hype matches?
Yeah, well, the HeartBreakers get it done in the first point there. They get 36 seconds of time. They get the lion's share and the spawns for P2, so they're looking at a very early potential lead here for themselves. And as 04 is going to try and hold down over towards the flatbed side, he's going to be able to pick up 2 on a 4 streak now. 3 streak for Dior, 2 streak for everybody on the side of the HeartBreakers is on a streak right now. No wonder they've got the lead here thus far, because they still have the spawns, they still have the hill held down, and they're still beaming, as it is going to be Octavian over here towards the front.
Almost a 60-point deficit for the side of WaveRunners now. They need to get something going, as Treasy and 04 have been holding down this hill. 7-2 is 04 right now. So that's a great job by the side of the HeartBreakers to get off to a fast and efficient start. We'll see if the WaveRunners can answer back here as we're beginning to rotate towards P3. You see it on your mini-map. A lot of blue arrows over in that area already.
Yeah, I do have to apologize for saying Octavian there. It is Octane, so kind of like Octane from the Seattle Surge roster, but nonetheless, it is going to be rotations over towards P3 and 4 that we're going to be needing to talk about here. And you're going to see Hoyas in the back. He'll be taken down from behind by the SMG player. So spawns in the back once again for the HeartBreakers. Only 8 points on the board here for the WaveRunners, as this one has been a runaway thus far. HeartBreakers doing a tremendous job and not only holding down each of the respective points, but being able to rotate, break out early, and only giving the WaveRunners an opportunity and a very slim chance to even break through the front door. But as we say that, the trades come through. A team kill does as well, and Hoyas once again will be the last one alive.
The WaveRunners look absolutely pressed right now, and it looks like they're making the right plays to try and break into this hardpoint. We saw the bait and switch across the doorway, but just not enough gun skill in and around the hill to the side of WaveRunners to close this out and give them some type of advantage. Finally, since the 32nd or so point in this match, we see them finally put a point up on the board, but they're only able to attain 3. Speaking of 3, Genesis snagging a nice little 3-piece there as he extends his 4-kill streak, and now things starting to look a little nicer for the WaveRunners. They've got a little bit of momentum here, and it looks like they're stopping the HeartBreakers right before that mid-map line, as we're going to see the initial points for P4. That was nasty, Treasy. What are you doing?
Pushing up here towards the catwalk. There's going to be 2 players here from the side of HeartBreakers trying to push around through ice. And one way that you can break through these spawns is exactly the way player number 5 did. I'm surprised the WaveRunners didn't have anybody looking over towards that right side ice hop-up. However, it will come through. The kills will come through as well. And that will allow for the side of WaveRunners to continue to have control. But a huge 2-piece there from Dior with a little bit of shot punch added for extra flavor. They're going to be pushing once again over towards P1. But it looks like HeartBreakers will either A, go ahead and push up through here and maybe try to flip these spawns out and get this P time. And that's exactly what will happen. There's no other thing to even discuss here. As the HeartBreakers break through, 20 seconds of scrap time will be theirs to claim. They'll stake it down and be on the rotation for P1.
Yes, they will, and also ensure the scrap time for that last hard point as well, as they'll steal probably another 5 or so of these final seconds, as we see Hoyas here preparing for his side of P1. He's got his teammate right in front of him. Nice shots onto Akvane. Is now bit of a stalemate here. Both teams staying to their respective side as we're waiting for an efficient break. Genesis got 2 players in front of him. Nice wall bang onto Dior. Oh, that was 0-4 actually, as he picks up a second as well. We do have a HeartBreakers member hitting the flank, though. This could be big.
Respawn for the HeartBreakers. They're going to start pushing through fire here to try and get a little P1 control, and as their contest will come through, player number 2 will be there inside of the hill just to play his life, play the contest, and player number 4, and Hoyas is going to be that main AR over towards the sandbags, looking up towards the top. Dior inside of the hill. The contest not there, but surely will come here in just a second, but it looks like the side of the WaveRunners actually are going to give this up here for a little bit, as they're going to try and maintain these P2 spawns, but they've got to be careful. Player number 8, No4, coming across the catwalk. He'll want a close-up gunfight against the 74U player with the M4. Jump down over towards ice, play his life, but it will be a player that's spawned up over towards ice in the parallel spawn format to go ahead and take out that player. But look at player number 8. Somehow he just spawned behind player number 2.
Gotta love Call of Duty spawns, baby. It's 0-4, the benefactor of a nice spawn there, and unfortunately the malefactor being WaveRunners. There's Dior on a 5-kill streak, continuously tearing things down. He's got somebody in his sights now trying to cross the top cat, but his teammates have those angles locked down. My goodness, HeartBreakers have been on a roll since the beginning of this game.
Tries with the AR over towards the flatbed once again, looking to hold his right side of the map down, but as I say that, pops his head up and gets his head taken off. And the HeartBreakers, even though they'll continue to hold this one down, it is going to be the WaveRunners now with at least an absolute push over towards the P1 side. Again, you know, they rotated last time with about 20 seconds left. The HeartBreakers were able to win that rotation. This time, the side of the WaveRunners need to go ahead and claim stake at least, you know, a couple of points here, as they're now getting eclipsed onto the 200-point mark. They're still at 63, not even getting to 100 points yet. And with 0-4 winning gunfights with a Diamati in the back and now leaving his teammate into 1 versus 2, as players number 7 and 6 are going to start pushing around towards the back here. Oh, this one could be over very, very quickly for the side of the WaveRunners, especially if they are not able to get those spawns.
The team that we saw come out oh so dominant, oh so on fire last week, struggling to hit the 100-point mark, as HeartBreakers has been doing everything they possibly can to try and close this out in 2 rotations of hard points, as WaveRunners has at least a little something to say about it, as they've been able to rekindle about 15 seconds here. Dior on your screen now, making a break for it. Will be able to pick up 1 entry kill, but can't pick up the second. He's got teammates on the way, though. Akvane will pick up 2 huge kills inside the hill and assure at least the next 10 seconds or so of this hard point, as WaveRunners waiting to get the respawn. We're going to see them begin to rotate here. They need to get going now.
Yeah, they had a pinch play there for the hill. They were able to suffocate that and break on through. Not only did they go ahead and give them that scrap time here and towards this point with about 20 seconds left, but it also secured them financially in that backside for those spawns. So they've got 4 players over towards the back here. Player number 2 is going to get some great timing there onto Dior, but as Genesis now gets a 2-piece over towards the catwalk side, it's going to allow player number 1 to push up, but as 3 go down, the HeartBreakers will be able to maintain P4, and now it's going to have to be a flying full frontal assault for the side of WaveRunners, as they've got to go with only 15 seconds needed for the HeartBreakers to take game number 1.
Putting their heads down and running forward is the side of WaveRunners. However, they're putting their heads down and running right forward into a bunch of red gunfire, as Hoyas will pick up a big 2-piece there, stopping the time from ticking in favor of HeartBreakers for at least a moment. Some sloppy shots there from Dior, needs to clean those up, but his teammate will do it for him, as now the HeartBreakers 2 points away, 1 point away, will close it out in the 100-point club fashion. by a score of 250 to 85. Wow, that was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, well, myself included there, Shifty, and over towards that back, it's a very nitpicky play at the end of the game there, but the player inside of the hill, they needed 6 seconds to win. Nobody was ready to push up past that P1 streak, even towards the fire big door, as we see on the screen here. So if the player inside of P4 would have just played his life, stayed in the back there, and not aggressively overchowed that left side, they could have won that a lot easier. And again, it's very nitpicky. You're up by almost 200 points on the opponent, but again, it's those plays that can make or break your team there in the very late game. And even though they go ahead and get it done, it's still one of those things that's just, if you stay down, your teammates are going to be able to pick up your lane. You don't need to ego chow everything inside of the map.
Totally with you.
How to close it out. I get it's preseason. I get it's still for fun and stuff like that. But again, practice makes perfect, and you practice how you play.
And that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I totally agree with you. Consistency is key when it comes to stuff like that. So even if you're slaughtering the other team, it's always good to get that type of high quality practice in. So, I mean, even if you're, like I said, 100-point clubbing the team you're playing, it's always good to, like you said, practice how you play. And that's a life lesson, not just a COD lesson, as we learn life lessons here with Daddy McCorn Meal. Is map number 1, again, going very heavily in favor of HeartBreakers. What did you think about that, to be honest? I mean, there really wasn't ever a moment where I felt like the WaveRunners were going to get into the game.
It's one of those things to where, you're sitting there at the very beginning of the game, you're talking about the different strategies, the different plays that can be made throughout the entirety of that map. And of course, then at the beginning of that Hardpoint, you're like, okay, well, the HeartBreakers got out to a really nice fast start with that 36 seconds off of the first initial hill. And then they have those rotations over to P2. But the side of the WaveRunners just never found that footing. Even when they had those spawns for P3 and 4, when they got that off of P2 on that second set of rotations on this map, it wasn't one of those things to where, okay, now they're starting to mount that comeback. It was, okay, the HeartBreakers just broke for spawns once again because the side of the WaveRunners are aggressively overchallenging with one person on the map instead of pushing as a cohesive unit. There was a couple times where I was watching the catwalk on the mini map to see where the gunfights would be taken, and instead of double hitting that catwalk to try and get through to push up, or for P3, a player jumped out into ice and then one push through the catwalk. And again, that can be a good play if executed well, but as I always say, no good strategy, no good setup, no good play can be started or won without winning those one-on-one gunfights, and they just weren't able to do that on the bridge nor over towards that ice side, and that gave the side of the HeartBreakers those P3-4 spawns.
Well, and honestly, too, when you looked at the final scoreboard, the kills weren't, I mean, they were in favor of HeartBreakers, yes, but it wasn't like WaveRunners was getting completely wiped off the map. But there's a prime example of pointless kills. So you're totally correct. If you're going to jump in and try and 2-2 split those hard points, if you're picking up only one of the entry kills and then the rest of your teammates are following, it's kind of pointless. Absolutely. So the key kills definitely getting won by the side of the HeartBreakers, leading them to that 250 to 85 score line, as they will go up 1-0 in the series. Now, map number 2 is going to be S&D on Checkmate. I actually really like Search on this map. I think it creates a bit of a dichotomy with the dual levels that you've got, especially towards the middle of the train, and then that window side back in each respective spawn. So I like the verticality of this map. I think it lends itself very well to different play styles, depending on how much you want to be aggressive. And I'm all for holding the stick forward in S&D. So...
I mean, especially without smokes and snipers on this map, it's going to play a lot faster than normally what you would see, because again, with the sniper in its current state inside of this game, it was just so good, and it could control basically anywhere you wanted on this map. You could play it inside the plane, you could play it over towards the A long street, you could play it over towards Tetris side on the God Box Heady, and look for the players that are over by Kill House or the jump wall to P5. So again, so much versatility, and that's just on the defensive side of things with a sniper. But the thing that's going to be a little bit tricky here for the offensive team is being able to run this map without the smoke grenade, because the smoke grenade is integral in every Call of Duty push, every search and destroy that has a smoke grenade, for the sheer fact that you can then cut off a line of sight and make a 3 push over towards one area, fake a smoke over towards A, and then go rush plan B while the other team is trying to recuperate and find out where you are, because they don't really have relatively any information on you. So then that can leave the plane wide open. But again, without those smokes, it's going to be a lot of just straight up one-on-one gunfights, and it goes back to what we were saying in map number 1. You gotta win your one-on-ones to win your S&Ds. I think the side of the WaveRunners can do that here, and they can come back, start to mount that little bit of a comeback here, but it's going to, again, to all come down to those first bloods here inside of the Search and Destroy, how you're playing the map together, and if you can get control of that top plane to have all the angles all around the map to take down any player that you choose at any given time.
Well, and we also know too that with maps like this, the cross sighting and ensuring that you can have every angle covered is oh so important. And again, the mitigation of those smokes making that a whole lot easier for the defensive side. So we're going to see the offensive team for sure get a little screwy with some of their plays here. As I love this graphic, you know what that means. We are loading up into the lobby again. If you're just joining us, I'm Shifty here, joined by McCornmeal. Welcome to preseason match day as the Heartbreakers currently up 1-0 as we load up into map number 2. Let's hop on board with the offensive side here and see where they take this bomb.
Tar Heel's going to be looking left, but you're only going to have one player from the side of the WaveRunners up and towards the top lane, and this could actually be extremely negative for the side of the WaveRunners, especially when you get a player down over towards Tetris. The wall bangs come in, and that's exactly what I was afraid of. You only send one person up in towards top lane. There's no availability for trades over towards the left side. Plus, the side of the Heartbreakers on the defensive side now have top lane control over towards the wing and over towards the back Heglitch in that economy area. So, as we now get ready to look for all of these players pushing through for the side of the Heartbreakers, it is going to be Tar Heel in the 1 versus 3.
Got the world against him as he's pinned back in a corner of his spawn. And of course, we all know how that goes. Heartbreakers will take their first round win here on the back of some nice plays by Treasy, picking up 3 kills in that round. He pretty much single-handedly wiped the squad. Oh, no, 2 kills, rather. I thought the other one was the last kill of his, but turns out Ocvane was able to get that. Only 2 kills going in favor of WaveRunners last round, but they are now on the defensive, so we'll see what they can do.
Well, hopefully on the defensive side here, they don't play a little bit too slowly. But as you see from the side of the Heartbreakers, they've already got top lane control, essentially. They send 3 over towards the top lane. There's only one gunfight that they've got to win. The player over towards the bomb is going to be able to get down to plant. But as I say that, the headshot comes through there for Genesis. Now an opportunity for a pinch on the wing as Gazilli comes through. Now can Genesis find the trade here? 2 versus 2 as we go down the stretch.
My God, Treasy is playing out of his mind right now. Oh, my Lord. Treasy, what are you doing?
Oh, no.
What?
Things that can't happen. That. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. What happened?
That,
what?
Talk about riding a wave on the negative side of things. The Heartbreakers take an unfortunate round for the side of the WaveRunners. They had the advantage there. They were able to win those, at least initial gunfights, but Treasy, I mean, when you got a beamer like that on a 4 streak here early in the search and destroy, it's going to be hard to contest. Playing control once again for the Heartbreakers.
My God, I'm still in shock. 3v3 now as a kill has been traded a piece as Octavane on your screen will pick up Hoya's. Nice shots there over on the plane stairs as he does have another member directly underneath him. Gets Gazilli. He also has a member in Tar Heel creeping up towards top plane. Needs to be careful of that as Treasy has his cross angle. Is a decent setup here for the side of the Heartbreakers, at least to try and play kills here. Tar Heel will be able to pick up the bomb, but he's got Octavane trying to sniff him out here, but it looks like he may not get good timing. They're going through to check A. Tar Heel's still up at top lane.
They don't spot the cross the top lane there, but are they able to see him through the plane window? It does not look like they are going to be, but as this bomb gets down, they will have the information of where this player is. So now a push opportunity here as both players are going to be starting to make their frontward assault. Treasy an opportunity to jump up through here, but the Semtex up top is going to spot out that player. So now they have an opportunity to set up this pinch play. The 74 U-Kill is not able to find it, but Treasy's going to be able to slide in the body shots as well, and for good reason. 6-0 here on a 6 streak inside of the search and destroy. They're going up 3-0, and even though this is still a preseason hype match, oh, the blood is already turning bad, and this is setting up storylines upon storylines for the regular season. And Shifty, oh, I'm tingly.
Oh my Lord, me too. I'm so excited for the next. I'm so excited for the regular season to get underway. By the way, Treasy 6 kills the entirety of the WaveRunners squad, only 7 kills. So he's doing his thing here during the first 3 rounds as Heartbreakers looking to continue to extend that series lead to 2-0 here. As man, dude, I really want to stop seeing 3-1s and 3-0s every time I commentate with you. I want a good map 5, bro. We need WaveRunners to like turn it up heavy, or we need Treasy to do more of what he just did there.
He's so eager for kills on the map that he's taken down 2 now. And
he got scared, bro.
He did. mean, he finally will find his demise here, so a little bit of payback there for Genesis, but it won't matter unless they go ahead and take the round. They've got a 4 versus 2 right now, but you see how quickly these things can turn around, and his Octane is going to be able to at least find the shots onto one. His teammate's actually going to take him out, so now a 1 versus 3, a little bit easier for him, but if the WaveRunners have the correct setup here, they should be able to find all the angles onto these players, and somehow, someway, Octane's still escaping with his life. It's still doable here, and I won't count anything out, especially when it's Octane.
He does have the bomb. He's got 3 WaveRunners members basically cornering him into the side of the plane here as he's got to make a balls to the wall play here. Cheeky little angle through the wing, trying to see something across. Nothing doing quite yet as WaveRunners again playing this very patiently. I like the way that they're not getting too aggressive as they will finally take their first round. 1-3 here as the Heartbreakers finally dropping. And honestly, I think a lot of it had to do with Treasy going down relatively early there. We didn't have the slaying master apparently of this game on the map.
Yeah, well, team kills never help, but I mean, if you look at the set of Heartbreakers right now, it's relatively even compared to the WaveRunners. It's just that one outstanding factor in Treasy who's been able to pop off thus far instead of the search and destroy. So, you know, it is that deciding factor that is able to kickstart your entire roster, but up and towards the plane, it's going to be the wall bangs that come through for the side of the Heartbreakers onto the WaveRunners, and that's actually going to allow the Heartbreakers to get a little bit more of top lane control than WaveRunners. And something we've seen every single time on the offensive side from the WaveRunners is just this lack of aggression up through the map, especially in top lane, to go ahead and find that initial pick. And they've played a little bit cheeky every single time, but it has not paid out for them whatsoever. Hopefully, at least this time, they might be able to get that first blood. But as I say that, it's Treasy once again. 7th kill in the game.
Treasy again getting that first blood onto Tar Heel. Dior will snag a second. 0-4 will drop to Gazilli there as he evens himself up at 3-3, and Dior immediately negates that. Drops him back down to 3-4 with the nice shots. As Genesis on your screen now, he's got 3 members of Heartbreakers closing in on him. Octane chasing him down, will not be able to get the shot punch in, but the teammates will trade it off. Great job there from Heartbreakers as, again, Treasy picking up that first blood and immediately giving them the advantage. And again, you saw Dior there on your screen picking up that second and what will subsequently be the 3rd kill of the round here on Gazilli. Great job from the Heartbreakers all around.
Yep. Another round here. Defensive side is going to be the WaveRunners now. They won their last defensive round. Can they go ahead and win a second one in a row? If not, they'll be at risk of going up against the side of the Heartbreakers while they have match point, and that will then subsequently again put them at series point if they're able to take this search and destroy match. It'll put them up 2-0 inside of this best of 5 series, and there's no double best of 5s here. This isn't any type of bracket situation or bracket gameplay. It is still a preseason type match, but all the intensity is still there, ready to go, as Gazilli should get at least taken down here, but no, the couple of shots won't be able to do its justice. 4 versus 4 up top, but as I say that, the first blood comes through. Minute left here inside of the round.
Immediately putting, again, Heartbreakers in the advantage with that first blood again. Shots going across the plane as now Octane and company will begin to push around the backside. He knows Genesis is there. Nice shots from Dior as he's got his teammates there helping him. Hoyas rotated all the way back into his spawn, now in a 1v3, and they're about to put this bomb down as they're now aware of his positioning as well, and he will go down relatively quickly. The WaveRunners just can't really put anything together here.
It's a lack of aggression, Shifty. That's
I totally agree with you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
how
right
often have we seen Hoya sitting in the back of the spawn throughout this game? I mean, regardless of offense or defensive side. Well,
not even that. Also, inside of in the hardpoint as well, and obviously that's more the anchor role and is intended anyways. But again, the lack of aggression in the hardpoint to help the teammates out. It's almost a 3 versus 4 every single time because the Heartbreakers are continuously pushing the hill and pushing exactly where they need to go in a tandem every single push. So again, in the search and destroy, it's no different, especially with no aggression on the map. But this time it's going to be an A push here. It looks like the aggression is finally going to hit home at least a little bit here as Gazilli's up on top of the plane wing. Treasy will be able to find one though up inside of top lane, so they have control once again. And this is the bad thing, right? Over towards A, the bomb does go down now. Obviously, they don't know exactly where the bomb is because it's so tiny in this game. It's very hard to see from the top there. But now again, in a 2 versus 1 situation, it is going to be the player by his lonesome. Hoyas again in a 1 versus something situation.
Yeah, now he did have his positioning as Hoyas will 2-piece for the victory there. is, wow, I was kind of silent there because I was waiting to see what the members of HeartBreakers were going to do. It looked like they had him completely cornered, but just the incredible shots from Hoyas here as we will see all 3 of his kills that round in this best play.
See, that's what you'd think. But as we know about the rats inside of this game, even when you think you've got them cornered, they somehow come out on top. And, well, Hoyas shows us wrong there, proves us wrong there. And because I thought, honestly, that was going to be a HeartBreakers round win. And when you pull off impossible things like that, or what's something that is seemingly impossible, then, you know, you get the love and respect of your peers, the casters, and the fans at home. But Hoyas on a 3 streak, 6-5 here in the game, and just raw KD. No KDA shown inside of CODcaster this year for folks that don't exactly know that. But again, it's a little bit weird with eliminations in Treyarch games going back from Modern Warfare because when you have the raw kills on the scoreboard compared to EKIA, some players can feel a little bit more ego boosted in that regard. Is that something that's fair to say?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I remember in Black Ops 4 when they first introduced that, I was like, oh, so this is just to have people say that they picked up kills that they didn't get, right? And I'm kind of glad to see that it's not in the CODcaster. I think it gives a little bit more realistic of a perspective of how the players have been playing. Is Treasy with this bomb. First time we've seen him with the bomb in his hand so far in this game, as both players left alive from WaveRunners will not only pick up him, but trade his teammate as well. 3-5 now as WaveRunners trying to claw their way back into this game, is now the defensive play starting to work out in their favor a little bit more here.
Well, might not be a desert, but the side of the WaveRunners are riding on the side of a horse. And it does not have no name. It's got comeback written all over it. And as they look to go ahead and potentially find themselves another round. Yeah, no, that was definitely not exactly where you thought you were going. Yeah, no, see, I'm always trying to pull a little sneaky on you.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. No, yeah, that was great.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah,
comeback horse.
I guess it works.
Hashtag comeback horse in the chat.
Another thing that does work is the side of the HeartBreakers gun skill across the entirety of this Checkmate map. The plane has been their playground throughout the entirety of this search and destroy, and as they look for another couple of kills here, it is going to be Gazilli trying to escape with his life. He'll be able to do so, at least for the time being. Nade stuns come up over the top, and they won't be able to connect on anything. So information for the side of the HeartBreakers here, they can just play a lot more passively over towards their back spawn on the defensive side of things and wait for the side of WaveRunners to get aggressive and hopefully cut them down once again to go ahead and end this game. But, as we said beforehand, WaveRunners looking for that first and so needed break for themselves.
Absolutely is. Honestly, they've got the momentum on their side here despite the numbers disadvantage, but really and truly not able to open up the map, do really anything quite yet towards the bomb sites, as we did finally see a kill go in favor of WaveRunners. Gazilli will slide across and try and bait. He's got his teammate in the backside. Nice play there by Genesis as well, as now he will have a free bomb plant towards B, but he needs to be careful. Teammates getting traded off. Dior, nice two-piece there, as 04 will try and chase down the final kill. Not going to happen. Genesis, he has been able to get away so far. Oh my goodness! What is happening?
What?
I'm done.
Shifty.
I'm done.
Shifty. Well, folks, as you can tell from the trailing voice of Shifty, he has left his desk and his entire setup behind himself, and somehow, someway, Genesis comes away with a two-piece here to clutch the round up for his team. 04 wasn't able to find the shots there, tried to hit the pre-fires, but when you pre-fire, you're at risk of a player jumping across exactly the way Genesis did there to find the kill, and well, as he clutches the 1 versus 2, once again, they win another round in a row. It was 2-5, now it's 4-5. 1 round here on the defensive side of things for the WaveRunners, and they could be looking at a round 11 here in a potential standpoint to tie the series up. I don't think anybody expected that after the way the search and destroy started.
Absolutely not. We saw a 4-1 immediate advantage for the side of HeartBreakers, as now they have been falling apart at the seams. WaveRunners again snagging the first blood here. We've seen that a little bit more often here the last couple rounds, as Gazilli is on a tear. He's picking up 2 kills. Octane and Co, I believe it was Treasy, is pushing towards the bottom side of the plane. They'll be able to trade off 2 of those kills and even up the numbers odds. Genesis getting tagged up as the bomb will be planted at B. We need a 2v2 retake here for WaveRunners.
On the wing, that's going to be huge there for Tar Heel, but the bomb does go down, so this allows 45 seconds to now be all that stands between the HeartBreakers and a round win. But as the thing goes down, WaveRunners tie things up 5 apiece here in the Search and Destroy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the infamous and oh so special round 11 here in game number 2.
Couldn't have asked for a better outcome here in map number 2. WaveRunners flipping a switch and winning 4 consecutive rounds here to even themselves back up at 5 apiece. Is Gazilli again on your screen in the best play? And it definitely was the best play. Nice shots across the map onto 04, who had that XM4 in his hand there and was not able to do anything with it. As WaveRunners now, they will be on the offensive side, which may or may not benefit them with how slowly they've been playing across the first couple rounds.
Shifty asking, you shall receive. You wanted a close one.
I
Well, you
did.
got it. It's round 11, folks. Minute and 22 left is all that stands between this game and it potentially being over and meeting its demise. HeartBreakers on the defensive side up and towards the top lane. Gazilli will be naded by his own teammate there, unfortunately, so will be a little bit weak. But Dior playing this angle over towards Tetris once again, just playing extremely shallow, waiting for a couple players to push up. Nobody getting extremely aggressive here, and that could be potentially a negative side of the WaveRunners here, as it is going to be Gazilli who gets taken down immediately. So Genesis, who still is on a 4 streak, looking for a couple of kills here, but the WaveRunners now down 3-4 in this round. They do have the bomb in hand, but it's going to be difficult to win this, especially with the man advantage not being in their favor.
Well, this is exactly what we didn't want to see after WaveRunners had been riding that wave, no pun intended, is a very stale B push here. We've seen not a whole lot of movement here, and that's allowed the HeartBreakers to set up all the way across the map and pretty much cover every angle necessary, as Genesis is going to have to push up and do something. Hoyas again holding that back area, but Dior getting tagged and will pick up 2 more. Will he go for the ace in the final round as Genesis has died? Hoyas, only one alive for the side of WaveRunners. He will be able to pick up 1, but surely he'll get sniffed out here, and he does.
Oh, well, he had a chance for another 1 versus 3 there inside of round number 11. But again, it's that lack of aggression that we saw from the first initial rounds on offense where the WaveRunners were not able to go ahead and basically have any map control whatsoever that we found there once again in round 11. And again, when you have a formula that's working for you, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And again, they play it's nerves, and that's exactly what plays into it. It's what factors into it. Once you get back to that round 11, once you go ahead and win those 3 rounds in a row that you need in order to tie the game up, then it's like, okay, well, we can't choke it now, we're here at the very end. And then they start playing passive. And when you're on the offensive side in round 11, you cannot afford to play passive. You have to fight aggression with aggression. However, the side of HeartBreakers, we saw how good they were all those rounds on defense when the side of WaveRunners were not aggressive. And I cannot stress this enough. Composure is key for both of these two teams. And the WaveRunners, they had composure throughout those 3 rounds. They lost it, and then round 11, the side of the HeartBreakers didn't have composure for those 3 rounds, and then they pulled it together in round 11. So it all comes down to that very last round where which one of these two teams takes it. This time it's the HeartBreakers who take it, and unfortunately that is subsequently going to mean that they are up 2-0 in the series. WaveRunners got to be scratching their heads after that one, knowing how close they were to that comeback.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it was heartbreaking to watch. Again, no pun intended. Yep. As they, I mean, but you kind of saw it develop. You kind of saw it develop around the map, though, and I like that you brought up the composure, because I think a prime example of that was who were we watching? Were we watching, was that Genesis at the time that was underneath the plane wing as Dior had picked off Gazilli, and then we immediately saw the entire half of that map get backed up completely. Yep. I mean, we saw them completely rotate back. So it's a prime example of you get that first blood loss and in round 11 when you kind of need that advantage, and then all of a sudden your train is completely derailed. And we saw that on full display from the side of the HeartBreakers. Map number 3, Control on Garrison. Yep. As we've seen the WaveRunners do really well in Control, notoriously here, but we've seen them do very well in the other 2 maps that we had seen earlier last week when we watched them play. So Hardpoint, again, pretty disappointed with their performance. Yeah. I'm sure they have to be as well. The S&D has got to be a morale breaker, and now they need to get something going here on Control.
Well, if the 100-point club wasn't a morale breaker in the first place, then that Search and Destroy definitely does not add up to that level of heartbreak anymore. But you mentioned a train beforehand. The side of HeartBreakers, they're going full steam ahead in towards that map number 3. Ew. It is going to be on Garrison, and as a one... Thank you.
That's clever. That was clever. That was a nice little transition. I like that. Yeah. You get a golf clap from me. That was good.
Stop it. It's little golf claps. Little pity claps. It's the low-hanging fruit shifty that counts. But folks, we're going to kick it to a short break here as we get ready to get into map number 3. The HeartBreakers are up 2-0 in the series. It's going to be a short break, but it's going to be a much-needed one as I can take a sip of water off camera. Folks, we'll be back here in just a minute for map number 3.
We miss you already.
Oh, I needed this water. I'm sorry. That was delicious water. No, you're hot.
Was it delicious? Was the water delicious? Oh, I know. We know we're on. We know
We
we're
hear
on.
you.
We figured we'd commentate over the music. Like when the beat drops, we'd be like, "Oh," you know what I mean? No.
All right, you can kick it back to the live scene. All right, I think we're ready.
Why couldn't you drink water on
Folks,
camera? I
welcome
do that
back.
all the time.
No, see, it's not professional to drink water while you're on camera. Okay, that's at least what I've been told from people beforehand. I don't know how true that is, but it is important to stay hydrated, folks, and that's one of the things I do want to preach here to you. Inside of this pandemic, I know a lot of people are at home. You've got a lot of energy drinks, you've got a lot of soda, you've got a lot of whatnot, but it's important to always get that couple of glasses of water in yourself every day. Or if you're like a lot of people, or I shouldn't say a lot of people, but if you're like a good amount of people, then you've got an entire gallon of water that you try to drink throughout the entire day. That's, I guess, more of athletes, so that's maybe not our prime target here for players inside of Call of Duty, but, you know.
You didn't have to say it.
Well, I did have to say it because
Everyone was thinking it.
I know. You know, as you can tell, I'm in peak physical form as a male, and I drink a gallon of water every single day, so I can tell you that it does work.
Same. But have you heard the pipes on this boy? That's where the water comes in. That's where the water
pipes?
starts helping. Yeah, the pipes, man. You belting, screaming, singing, rapping at the AM_FL.
Oh. Hashtag terrible, but
Oh my God. Yeah, listen to this guy's music, by the way.
No,
He's a
don't.
monster.
Don't do it. You're gonna be disappointed with yourself.
He's a monster. But
Your
map number
your
3,
entire
are
life
we
you spent waiting for good music or good Call of Duty or anything in between, and
We can't bring you either of those.
Yeah,
We
we can't personally bring you those, but I guarantee you there are a couple players that can on the side of HeartBreakers and the WaveRunners. It's been a barn burner thus far, at least in the Search and Destroy standards. But as we get ready for Garrison, my least favorite map inside of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, for the fact that it's quite literally a one-lane map with 2 half lanes trying to connect with each other against the middle lane. And, well, although it does play quite well in Control, and this is the one game mode that I do actually like Garrison in. It's going to be interesting to see which one of these 2 teams can come out on top, but the HeartBreakers will be on offense first. It is going to be the side of the WaveRunners looking to hold strong.
hold strong. Currently, they might have, but definitely some mistakes were made there. As you can see that in the kill feed, is 2 more kills for the side of HeartBreakers. We see Treasy running in circles here. I don't know if his controller just died or what happened, but definitely not good. He was making a sea bear circle there to try and keep the WaveRunners away from him. As it did not matter, he immediately gets sniffed out.
That was clever. I like that.
Hey, thanks.
That was clever.
That was good. As again, 24 lives in total between the both teams is ticking away. And do you want to describe to me what Control is again, or have we played that out too much?
I think we've played that out too much.
Okay, fair enough.
I can tell you what Treasy's gun skill is, and that is quite literally a peak performance. But there's another player we need to be talking about now is Dior finds the 2-piece. Octane has 4 instead of this game thus far, and they are up in the life advantage over the side of the WaveRunners here early on now. They've got 4 lives to their advantage. They've got 12 seconds in order for them to go ahead and win the game. But a self-grenade coming through there out of the side of the WaveRunners is not going to help you bid your case even further. You've been spawn trapped the entire round, and you have not been able to gain any footing inside of this Garrison Control map. HeartBreakers take a very fast and very easy round number 1. They continue their reign of terror from the first respawn map. They continue to ride their momentum from that second Search and Destroy, and of course now they're here inside of the Control on the defensive side, taking the round that you should be winning, up 1-0.
Yeah, they definitely should be winning that round, but in that fashion, though, that's definitely painful. Not able to make any sort of progress at either site. We will see round number 2 load up here as we will flip-flop the sides. Again, those blue arrows on your minimap going to be occupied by the WaveRunners. Is again, 30 lives right off the break here as WaveRunners are going to have the defensive side here, so definitely a little bit more advantageous to them, but they need to be able to win their gunfights, which they've been struggling to do all game so far. Genesis Gonna get pinched in here by 3 members of Heartbreakers as they will open up with 3 of the 4 first kills.
Back through the map, Tar Heel, top green control, something that you need desperately here on the side of Garrison if you want to have any sort of semblance of either a spawn trap setup or any sort of map presence. And as you're going to see Tar Heel get taken down out of green, that's going to allow for the side of the Heartbreakers to start pushing up through the map. They got the call out that top green has been killed, so that is going to allow them to push over towards this hard point. Dior and Octane go ahead and find a couple of kills over towards middle map, so not only will that give them basically the entirety of this first tick at A, but that gunfight will go ahead and let them find just a tad bit more of time, and now they can spawn trap the offensive team all the way back over towards the tank as you see Octane go ahead and find 3 here on his spree. He's looking for 4 here as the rest of the team have pushed up. They've got 2 ticks of control at the B site, looking to go ahead and rotate over towards A.
They are definitely very, very close to assuring this B site. They will do it here relatively quickly, so close as it will now be secured as 3 kills go again in favor of WaveRunners, trading it back though as Dior on your screen getting sniffed out by multiple members of the WaveRunners as this A site. Definitely going to be difficult for them to break, but they do have the current map positioning over towards the top right side. Octane going to pick up 2 big kills, evening up those respawn numbers. Is trying to make it another one, but will not. Genesis will cut him down, putting that advantage back in favor of the WaveRunners, but again, you and I know the name of the game is control. What do you got to do? Control the points. And Heartbreakers not able to even break in towards A to begin that quite yet.
0-4.
Oh, they finally are.
Inside the point now. Only 1 player over towards A, though, as he does have this head glitch in power position towards the satellite. This is going to allow his team, if he can just stay alive, to push back over towards green and potentially get a little bit more presence on the map. But as Gazilli finds 1 there, that's going to push them a little bit further out. 1 player will fall there, but now it's 2 for the set of WaveRunners who go down. Last player alive is player number 2 in Genesis over towards this point. If they fly through green, it should be an easy retake. However, we know how difficult it is to fly through green and hit out towards satellite, so it is going to be a bricks push here for the majority of the Heartbreak players. However, player number 8 needs to stay alive in the back here because he's got to wait for his teammates to push up through the map so they can start this suffocation of the point and go ahead and find a little bit of time here and potentially the progress today.
Progress so close yet so far. WaveRunners doing a better job on this defense. I mean, and again, understandably so, as they can kind of post up and control all of the angles to enter into A as another member goes down. Make it 2, make it 3 for the Heartbreakers as now they are out of respawns and running out of time. It looks to me like the WaveRunners is going to take this defense. And again, something we expected, but definitely has to be a morale booster for the Blue Arrows here.
Bridge, not going to find the shots, but it won't matter. Nobody even close to the point to get on it to stop the timer from ticking down. WaveRunners take a much-needed round win here on the Garrison control. Tie things up 1 apiece between both these 2 teams, and one of the things I loved here is the fact that the WaveRunners were able to come out, win this defensive round, not just because of the fact that they were able to get the majority of the kills in the game, but because they played together. We saw in the back when player number 8 was trying to push around, and Treasy as well was in the back there too. They had 1 player laying down on the staircase, 1 player inside of that cobble area, to where they had 2 players looking for 1 player, and that's exactly what we've been missing from the WaveRunners the entirety of this match.
Absolutely, that cohesion, oh so important, and we're starting to see it come to life a little bit, especially during that back half of the S&D, and now bleeding off into that defensive round on control, but Heartbreakers now having the advantageous side. We'll see him get down into this vent area here, but Tar Heel little bit wiser as now blue arrows flooding all over the B site. This is going to be tough for the Heartbreakers to come back and break before progress is made. The first third already assured by the side of the WaveRunners.
Knocked in. Teammates behind him looking for this little bit of a push over towards the B site. Won't look in the right direction, though. They're going to go ahead and control the entirety of B early on, so an extra minute added onto the clock. This is looking great for the WaveRunners to go ahead and find themselves potentially back inside of this series. A 2-1 lead inside of the control would do wonders for them going back to the defensive side. However, we know how difficult it is to break over towards A, but with 2 kills going down like that, they're going to be able to push all the way through Cobble, pick up those kills. 0-4 the last one alive. He's got to go big here as he'll find 1, pick up a second. He'll be traded out immediately, but look at player number 1 in Tar Heel. He's got the spawn kills coming through, and that's going to at least force the side of Heartbreakers to take a little bit more time to get back to this point. However, the contest should come through here before Tick is able to go through. Gazilli's able to find 1, make it almost a second kill as well. Trades come through. WaveRunners trying to hold on strong.
I thought for sure he was going to slide out and blame that man, but no, will not be able to win the gunfight that was pivotal. But WaveRunners oh so close halfway through that last third, as no, Dior will be able to burn Tar Heel right there, as now HeartBreakers trying to bring the respawn numbers back in their advantage. They now have control of the A site, but with only a third left of that A site remaining, WaveRunners still sitting pretty, as they also have the respawn advantage as of current.
Well, 2 ticks over towards the A site is going to be enough for them to go ahead and have one good solid push up through the map, and they could be able to take this offensive round pretty swiftly, but they've got the 2 life advantage here. Treasy will be able to find that first one, so 3 players relatively spread out for the WaveRunners right now, and although Tar Heel is able to find one from behind, he should be able to get traded out swiftly, and as he falls, WaveRunners will be back on the respawn block, and this is where the HeartBreakers were able to take control last time. They got around the map, they got to the best power positions possible, and they were able to cut down each and every WaveRunners player as they started to push up the map. However, with a minute left here in the round, it's very doable for the side of the WaveRunners. They've just got to make sure that they're able to play as a team, because right now, trying to break out of their spawn, it has been a nightmare because they have not been able to find 2 back-to-back kills in quick succession.
Oh my goodness. HeartBreakers flipping this game on its head, as they've consistently strung together a lot of kills here, is now WaveRunners down to 5 lives left. Now no respawns left, only 4 lives remaining for the blue side here, as they were able to assure the first 2/3 so quickly, but after that full team wipe, HeartBreakers has been playing on another level here, again ensuring the defensive round that they really should win here. Now that it's 1-0, oh my god, I thought he had it there. I thought we were about to see a crazy 2-piece, but a nice trade, as HeartBreakers will ensure the quick comeback there in a round that honestly I thought was initially going to go heavily in favor of the WaveRunners.
Yeah, I really did think that the WaveRunners were going to be able to take that round eventually. However, like I said beforehand, it all comes down to being able to contain over towards A, and when you're not able to do that, either A towards the end of the round or B at the very beginning, it's very, very difficult for you to win this map outright, because B is relatively easy. You've got a lot of contest spots that you can use, but more importantly, you're able to get up in towards that lights area, in towards that office, to where you can play inside of the corner, and if any players on the defensive side try to come running through, you can get that kind of first jump on them because you do have the advantage where you see the shadows along the wall. So a good round there from the side of the HeartBreakers to bring it back under their control. DR will find the first kill here in the round, but the defensive side will hold on strong, at least for the time being, as they've got the majority of the kills here thus far in the round.
Definitely defensively favored throughout the first 3 rounds. We'll see if HeartBreakers can flip that on its head, as they have the initial respawn advantage and almost 2/3 of B captured, as I believe we may see them just chalk B with the current map situation. They do have 1 person top cat, but will not be able to make anything happen, as HeartBreakers pushing through their spawn, not able to clean up any multitude of kills quite yet, as B will be secured. Now we've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds essentially for HeartBreakers to try and break into A. We'll see if they can do that.
Dior up through Cobble, almost able to give Tar Heel a little bit of a spanky panky. But as 04 now gets traded out immediately there by Boys in a technicality trade, it is going to be Treasy who now goes for maybe at least 1 more kill, but teammates now starting to push up through the map. They've got B controlled. An extra minute was added to the clock. 22 and 15 for Treasy, 24 and 18 there for Dior. 21 objective plays for Dior as well. That's in the way of kills, and of course going ahead and capturing each of the respective zones. But now Zakbane is going to be playing here in a little bit of a cheeky corner in towards the side of the Cobble. It is going to be his teammates now pushing up through the map. 04 gets 1, 2 go down for the side of the WaveRunners. Now make it a third as the shot punch comes through. This is not going to only give them control up in towards Cobble, but they should have top green control and satellite control. They've just got to let player number 6 in middle map do all the dirty work for them for a potential flank play. And as 04 is going to be able to find the shots there. Oh, finds another one. Oh, finds all 3 with the Diamante and the AK-74U in tandem. That spawns WaveRunners all the way across the map. They can just stack the point. The HeartBreakers take a great game number 3. The 3-0 sweep. The hot breakdown of the WaveRunners. HeartBreakers 3-0 series win. They take preseason match number 9.
What? Bro!
Things that can't happen.
That! Wow. Oh my god.
Like we said in chat, we're just having fun here, Shifty. We're at the expense of the players.
God.
And HeartBreakers,
wow.
They've made miracle plays time and time again. Same thing with the WaveRunners, but depends on who comes out at the top. The history is written by the winners.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That should not have happened. The first kill, fine. Second kill, okay. Third kill, how? 04. What are you doing? That was crazy.
He's
the entirety,
just better.
The entirety of the Heartbreaker squad putting together a nice little stint there towards the end. Great job from them as they win in a 3-0 fashion, something that I think after map number 1, we kind of started to suspect. And then after map number 2 started to get rolling and we were like, oh, okay, we're, they're starting to come back a little bit. Yep. And then it just went all downhill from there after that round 11. We did see, a round and a half of good play there from the WaveRunners, but unfortunately the slaying numbers from Heartbreakers just too strong. As I think that really was the nail in the coffin. The entirety of the stream was that Heartbreakers were not only playing a little bit more cohesive in how they were breaking hills and having play around the objective, but at the end of the day, it was also the slaying numbers that just ended up kicking the WaveRunners to the curve in a 3-0 fashion.
They just won their gunfights, and that's all you can really want in Call of Duty. When it comes down to it, any FPS shooter, any game specifically, if you're winning your one-on-ones, well, you're going to put your team in the best and most advantageous position to go ahead and fight for the win. However, Shifty, with a 3-0 sweep here inside of our preseason hype match number 9, it is the Heartbreakers who take it 3-0. And again, we pointed it out time and time again. You were pointing it out there with the slaying power from the side of the Heartbreakers. You were pointing it out from the cohesion that they had around the map, the synergy that they had in every single match. It was just a dominant performance by them. They let a couple rounds slip in the S&D, and again, the S&D, the scoreboard showed something a lot more closer than, or really it showed throughout the entirety of the game. And even though the WaveRunners did get hot, and we cannot discredit them for what they did inside of that search and destroy, the Heartbreakers throughout the entire series were the better team, and that's just something that is objectively true. The respawns really just were always dominated in their favor, and Control can kind of go either way. You win, you get maybe a wave kill on the offensive side, and you're able to get B, and you do the same thing over towards A. You stack the point, and you're able to get that zone as well. But again, it all comes down to playing together as a unit on the map. Heartbreakers did that better, and in return, they're rewarded for a 3-0 series sweep.
It's that terrible, terrible time of the night. It's my least favorite time of the stream. It's when it ends. Thank you for everybody who joined us tonight and watched Heartbreakers 3-0 the side of WaveRunners. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I love each and every one of you, regardless of what you say. Connie, thank you behind the boards. You're a monster. You're always great. Really, really, really good time. Shout out to the sponsors that present K7 here at GitGudHosts, Innovative Gear, DropShotStats, Gamers Resort, Fade Clips, the whole squad. We love all of you. Thank you, Alex, for joining me on this cast. It's always a blast. Pleasure. It's always and I rhymed there. Ooh, did you hear my rhyme?
You're talking about me being a rap dude. Come on, Shifty. You gotta try your hand. You gotta dabble a little bit in the spitting side. Gotta dabble.
I have to dabble in the rhyming in the rhyming arts.
You gotta dabble, folks.
Maybe I'm a poet and I didn't know it. And who knows?
All right, I think that's where we got to end. Folks, thank you so much for coming out to preseason hype battle number 9. My name is McCormiel. Alongside me is Shifty HJP, Hunter Pendygraph. Chat, we love you so much. Stream, we love you so much. And everybody, stay safe. Have a great night. And we'll be starting up at the K7 League here very, very, very soon, folks. Have a great night. Disgusting. Oh my god, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammate to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill.
Oh, they gotta get on the point.
They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Phil is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and WaveRunners by the skin of their teeth are gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Oh! Holy! He's gonna get another one!
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
But it's gonna not necessarily translate to control from the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting such a back control here.
Kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin does pretty good to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun in there, see one. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by a teammate, and that's gonna be Hype Esport taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.